You know, folks, people often ask me, Kratz, how'd you get so cool? How'd you get so dang wise? I always tell them the same thing. I watched a little film called Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Now, I see you out there judging on this movie thinking it's some kind of dime store die-hard ripoff with some kind of B-list Bruce Willis. It's just intended to sell you cigarettes and motorcycles. But this is just a good old-fashioned film about living tough and being a man.
Lesson number one. Always shoot with a cigarette hanging in your mouth. Lesson two. Always shoot with a cigarette hanging in your mouth before you shoot.
See, that there's Marlboro Man. He likes taking bets on games of pool against Indians what are on tour to see Elton John.
Well, I ain't got no $500, cowboy. There's no way in hell. You betting down my woman.
Hey, old man, half time's over. You got a restaurant to run.
Man alive!
And this here's his friend Harley Davidson, who ain't afraid what other men might call an unconventional length of time to give someone else, especially a man, a hug.
Yeah.
But if any of y'all yellow-bellied, slanderous cowards out there was right about this film, wouldn't it just be a big long montage of people lighting up cigarettes and hopping on and off of motorcycles? Now, I also see you folks out there judging on this movie thinking it's just some old cowboy falling in love with his leather daddy biker boyfriend, and that ain't what this movie is either.
The marriage is for those other guys, you know?
Amen.
Do you ever wonder if there could be something better?
Every day.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean something different.
Come here, Marlboro. Get in this. To Lulu, who'd kill me if she knew what I helped do. But because I did it, she still has a job.
To Lulu.
This here's just a good old-fashioned American movie about tough guys with no need for any subtext. I also hear some of y'all thinking maybe this is just some kind of white trash fever dream about two boys who get to act however they want and are responded to in such a way that would only make sense if it was written down on some kind of movie script, and that their actions have no consequences, and that a lot of these circumstances would only make sense in the context of a movie. And I reckon you're probably trying to argue that that's exactly the kind of thing what might take a viewer out of a movie and alienate an audience into thinking maybe these characters are in no way relatable. But if that's the kind of bullcrap what you got floating around in your head, you could take your nautical shoes and your Banana Republic polo and wander on over to some art house film like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Because this here's a movie about bedding police women after recklessly endangering the lives of several motorists.
Cowboy, let's blow off some steam. Hi.
Hey.
No, you don't know me, but I don't have a way home, and Jimmy said that you'd give me a
Or
ride.
taking home some girl what walked up to you in a bar and then said she needed a ride home with practically no context.
The name tag's wrong. My real name's Honey. Pure gold. And sweet. I'm off at 10.
As if to just pointlessly say we're going to take you out of this scene, Harley, and then bring you back tomorrow in the morning because we're going to develop Marlboro Man as more of a character for just a second real quick. And I tell you what, brother, if you think this movie ain't going to suddenly and for almost no reason turn into a bank heist for about 10 minutes, you're wrong about that too.
You know, I really love this place. It's a home. Makes me feel good. And if we gotta rob a bank to save it, I'll do that. But I can't do it alone. You guys are gonna have to get it up too.
You boys are probably also the types that have that kind of movie logic that would tell you maybe if you're gonna rob a bank, you shouldn't do it as the cast of the Village People. What with the fact that you got your literal cowboy here, a literal construction worker, either an Indian or Latin American gentleman dressed up as another construction worker, and then a third construction worker what's actually an undercover biker. And this may come as an actual surprise, but I actually kind of see your point here. But this part of the movie is just way too cool for me to agree with your moccasin wearing, Starbucks espresso drinking, vape pen smoking. I don't know, I run out of stuff. What just happened? Where am I? Ah, crap. I wasn't talking about some kind of like terrible white trash movie, was it? Was I talking about Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man? This happens sometimes. I have some kind of like inner white trash demon that kind of takes hold of me for a moment. And then I can't help but talk about things that are inherently and terribly white trash. Yeah, so anyway, this movie's really bad. I hope I wasn't like trying to sell you on it. It's just mostly like product placement and I don't just like generic 80s and it's like right on that cusp of late 80s, early 90s. I think it wants to be Die Hard. But like with cowboys and bikers, I don't know. It's a weird movie. So I think we might talk about it. I have a podcast. I don't know if I've ever told you guys. Let's Talk Movies, I guess, or ltmig.com. A little bit more of a PG-13 experience than the normal mild Kratz stuff, but I think we might end up bringing that to YouTube, and we'll have to talk about this thing. I'm really sorry if I made any of you guys think this was a good movie. It's definitely not that. You know what, though? We'll talk about it. Thanks for watching this video. And yeah, if you like my stuff, you can like, comment, subscribe. I'm always trying to put more stuff out, and yeah, I tend to do that sort of thing about once a day. So anyway, I've been Mild Kratz. We'll talk about this movie. We'll get into it a little bit more, and just today's not the day, and I think I just need to get more sleep. That's when the demons start to take hold. So anyway, sorry about all that. I'll see you next time.